Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody. We're doing our Star Wars role play. We do every Monday night, except the ones where we don't. Hmm. So last time we did a bunch of nonsense, but it was fun. So what we're doing is we're headed off looking for revenge on the guy
Yay.
that tried to pinch Raoul's starship and double crossed Druto's security company. It's revenge, and Rao cares, and Druto is being paid. So,
That seems to be the
so
gist of it.
there.
Yes, it is.
He's being
I
given room and board. So off we go.
It's part of the job, I guess.
But yeah, so uh, Blark, who is the boss, he's basically taking on this job as a personal reputation job. He doesn't want it to get out that somebody that crossed him and tried to, steal a shipment got away. So for him, it's personal as well. Okay, so you guys wasted a couple of days, and then Blark said, Blark has expected you guys to show up to the Galatalat armed security group compound at the briefing room in the morning. It's a Thursday.
Thursday morning.
Don't ask questions. It's a Thursday.
Wednesdays don't exist on Nar Shaddaa. 6
They
day
have
week.
Wednesday in Star Wars. That's a real world term. They only have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Galactic Standard, 6 days.
Sure.
Right. So anyway, so he's called for you guys to be there. Which of you, if any, choose to be on time or early?
I choose to be slightly early because Raul is ready to go.
Okay. It's like Christmas if that existed in Star Wars.
I choose. I also choose to be there slightly early, as I don't want to get in trouble.
Since you
Yeah.
live
And
there.
I owe a lot of money.
He's my boss and my
And I live
debtor.
there. Yeah.
And he has lots of weapons.
And I still don't know my way around the planet.
But who does really?
Well, I don't
It's a
even
big
sort of.
planet.
I don't even sort of know my way around it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's fair. You have located a scrapyard.
Yeah, I know where
That's
that
pretty
is.
much it. That's pretty much it.
Druto knows where home and the scrapyard is.
Yes. Okay, so
That's most of what I care about anyway.
I just remember that Druto shot his way into Nar Shaddaa.
Yep.
Like that was his. Well,
Oh.
I guess I better start dog fighting. That's the way to deal with these guys shaking me down. I love that backstory.
And then he was like, I'm going to hire this idiot because he's not terrible. And I can make money on him because he doesn't know what he's doing.
You know what would be great is if it was some big OG security guys that you had trouble with, and then Glark's people kind of saw it and came over and kind of made them nervous, so they left. And that's where you get your hire from. I don't remember if we went into that much detail.
We didn't, but I've already made them a little mad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you guys get there about the same time. You run into each other in the hall outside of the briefing room. You're there at the same time.
Oh, hey, man.
Hey, what's up? You ready to do this thing?
Oh yeah. You know how it is. I'm always looking to get revenge.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get going then, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Oh, Druto, never grow up.
Ryle just now remembered like the entire revenge thing. He like woke up happy go lucky and he's like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I need to kill.
yeah.
that
I'm always
guy."
ready to kill a man that stole my ship. Okay, so you're staring at each other in the hall, like you guys just walk in. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I just start to walk that way if he doesn't move, because I don't want to stay standing in the hallway with Revenge Man.
I will follow Druto in.
Okay, so you get in there. Blark is in there. He's got like an office assistant person in there, also kind of, handing him some stuff. They're looking over a data pad and kind of talking in low voices where you can't hear about something. And Zickalickel is there. The mysterious reptile race starfighter pilot is there. And there's a guy in kind of a military-ish uniform, also kind of sitting beside Blark.
Military-ish, like
you can
Imperial,
look at him, maybe roll.
I will
We've got
roll.
a dice room. You can roll 16. Okay.
Can I
So you
reroll
kind
my
of
6?
yeah, actually.
Okay.
Aw.
9. So they have the same perception.
I got another 6.
Crud.
And then I got one. So
Okay. So you got a
23.
19 plus 4 is 25. Is that right?
I got a 16, then a 6, then a 1.
Wait, 19 plus 4 is 23. So you got a 24.
Where are you getting 19?
6
What?
plus 6 plus 6 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. Plus 4 is 23. There. It adds
What?
up when I say it out loud. Your dice rolls.
Okay. 23.
You rolled a 6, 6, 4, 6, 1 to 23.
Okay.
Oh, your math was failing, not mine.
No,
I mean,
I
was
said
wrong.
23.
He
I
said
was wrong,
23
but-
from the start.
Well, why didn't you say 23 then?
I did
You just
say
said-
23.
You did.
What? You said, yeah, but why didn't you correct me with 23? You said, what? I'm like, it's like 24, right? 25. Anyway, so you roll a 23 and Druto rolls a lower number. He rolls a 9. So this is gonna be good.
I didn't
So
perceive his
Druto-
entire backstory.
Druto kind of looks at him and he's like, huh, it kind of looks familiar. And Rao looks him over real good. And he sees there's an insignia over the guy's left breast pocket of his uniform. And it's got the Glad Armed Security Group insignia there. It's not huge, but you can see it.
Okay.
You
I
haven't
worked
seen him
there and I
before.
didn't even notice that.
It's not super obvious. It's kind of like a little, almost like a tiny badge size thing.
Like it's embossed into his uniform or something.
It's a pin. We'll call it a pin.
A pin.
Those exist in Star Wars.
Sure.
No, I'm sorry, it's Star Wars. They've invented some kind of like localized gravity adhesive that connects things to fabric.
It's a hyper hollow pin.
It's space Velcro.
Yes,
There we go.
you just add hyper to the front. It becomes Star Wars. Hyper squirrel.
Exactly.
So you've kind of deduced. Oh, okay, he's somebody that works here, and
Right.
Druto's like, huh? Where did I meet him? Do you sit down?
I'll just nod
What do
to
you do?
both the guys that are sitting there already and take a seat myself.
They just kind of nod back. You take your seat. Druto.
I'm gonna go walk over to Zickle and he's what's up? Do you know anything about this?
Yes, we will kill the one who betrayed us.
Where are we going?
I do not know.
Okay. Thanks. And I'll go sit down.
Are you carrying a great deal of anticipation?
I am.
He kind of looks at you for a second and then looks back at Druto.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yes. It will be magnificent. And that's all he says.
He just kind of nods and goes to sit down.
Yeah, killing's like my thing. Okay. And so within a minute or so, Querulous and Bronk Chesler also come in. So all of the Starfighter boyos are in here. Bronk comes in. What's up, guys? He comes in and sits down. And Querulous and if you don't have a translator, and he looks excited.
Don't have it out.
He looks excited.
I'll try to get Brock's attention. Hey, what do you know about this? Where are we going?
Man, all I know is it's killing time. We're gonna get him. Man, the boss has been like in a really bad mood. You know, he's usually pretty easy to get along with, but lately it's just been I think he's gonna feel a whole lot better once we get this guy like in the ground or in deep space, whatever we end up doing with him.
I didn't even think about it that way. That makes a lot of sense. That could be really good for everybody. Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's all he says. Okay. So are you guys pretty much settled and waiting? Okay. So the assistant person stands up and kind of walks and sits more towards the back of the room. You're all seated at kind of a long conference table. There's a holographic projector in the center, as a good conference table in the Star Wars universe needs to have, except this projector projects details. It actually looks photorealistic, not like that rebel garbage being used in the movies. Okay, so there's still like a little bit of like chatter and whispers going on, and Blart kind of smacks the table a couple of times with his knuckles. Boom, boom. Everybody quiets down and looks over at him, and he says, all right, we've been looking for almost a month now, but we've tracked down the man that double-crossed our contact here, Rao, and stole a shipment that was in our care. Now, this guy almost got away from us. Unlike most of the idiots out there, he didn't go around bragging about what he'd done. Instead, this guy holed up with a group of pirates. And the situation is a little bit interesting. We're going to have to play this one a little more carefully than we usually do. But we've got a good plan. We're going to put it in place, and we're going to get what we want. Blood. And there's kind of like nods and smiles around the table.
Yeah.
And Ral's joining in. Yeah, I'm in the right place. How about Druto?
He's kind of looking around and like sort of half slowly nodding, but not really, kind of trying to take in.
Yeah.
Like, right.
I'm surrounded by psychos.
Now, you boys know we live by our reputation. And today we're going to get a piece of that back. So, here's the plan. First of all, here's what we know about their setup. They're located in the system XB7571. I'll write that down in a second. XB7571. This used to be the location of a small family-owned scrapping company. The pirates have taken it over. And now they've got the personnel that used to be the scrappers more or less held hostage and working slave labor for them. What they do is they'll intercept ships coming to a hyper intersection point in a system that's well trafficked but uninhabited, blast up what's there, and then use the scrappers to retrieve the remains, kind of like a money laundering scheme. Maybe you could call it a merchandise laundering scheme. They use the scrappers to take so-called legitimate ownership of what's there, and that's where they're making their revenue. However, like everyone else, they need supplies, and we found the guy that's running supply shipments to them. Ral, this is where you're going to come in. You're going to fly in the place of the guy doing the regular shipments. You're going to get up close to their base on the asteroid. Meanwhile, we're going to come in with the rest of our forces, and we have something a little bit special planned for them on top of that. They have I guess you could call it a space platform, or what's left of one, out in the system where they keep their starfighters based. They don't want to look too much like the two things have to do with each other. For them, it's important that the pirates look like they're not part of the scrapping company. So we're going to send in a separate ship with a slicer that's going to take out their communications. That should keep their starfighters away from the main base long enough for us to get in there, land our troops. He kind of nods at the guy next to him, and figure out if we can find this Garvin Spasso. If everything goes well, we're going to have our hands on him. We're going to have our hands on whatever else there we would decide to take, and we'll be out of there without their more dangerous vessels knowing anything about it. That being said, we've got all our boys here. We've got all of our starfighters, and my personal ship, he kind of nods at the guy again, will be coming into the system as well. So we're pulling out all the stops. Any questions so far? I'll give you guys a second to figure out if you would want to ask a question.
I don't.
Would either of your characters want to say anything?
Probably not right now. Druto always asks when less convenient and it's too late.
He's not going to wait. He's not going to do it during a pause.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ask somebody that doesn't know when he's had time to think about it.
Bronk.
Yep. Let me ask everybody except the boss.
Well,
Do
Blark's
you know what's going
intimidating.
on? Do you
So-
know where we're going? No.
So Blark kind of looks around the table and he says, all right, Rao, my boy, you're not going in alone. I'll send someone with you that is good with a gun, but you're going to be playing it cool. Part of what we want you to do is get in, drop off the supplies that you will be carrying to them, take a look around, try to get a count of numbers, keep your sensors up, make sure everybody is where we expect them to be. The rest of us will be hiding in the shadow of a moon on the other side of the system. We'll be able to get there quickly, but this is how we're going to know for sure that our plan's going to come off. Are you good with this?
Who are you sending with me?
It's one of my security boys, ground boys. Yeah, I'll have him introduced to you here in a minute, as soon as we're done here.
All right, then.
So Raoul's just kind of, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it then. Everybody get your gear and equipment ready. We have the hyper routes calculations done, including for you, Raoul, considering the cargo you'll be carrying. We'll have those out to everyone so you can make your jumps. And we'll be leaving in about 3 hours. Everyone good?
One more question. When you said I was taking supplies, what exactly did you mean?
It's mostly foodstuffs, basic supplies like common mechanical parts and so on. It's stuff that they just use to maintain life there on their station.
Gotcha.
No plasma berries.
Thank goodness.
And Druto like starts to laugh out loud and then tries to cover it so that Ral doesn't notice.
Okay, anyone else? And Bronk kind of like, Bronk, yes. Yeah, so like, how many ships are there out there, you think? Like, we're going to be competing for kills, so like if it has to go down, I need to know how many to get to be in first place. And Blake says, well, that's a good question. It looks like they've got about 6, although that number may fluctuate. They've got 6 uglies. Again, that could be less if they don't have them all operational. It could be more if they've managed to pull some parts together in the last few days. Other than that, they have a bulk freighter. They've actually mocked the thing up as a freighter, but it's actually completely retrofitted. At least that's what our sources say. They use it to carry the uglies out to their assault points. They kind of masquerade as a merchant vessel and then stage their attacks. So if you don't see the bulk freighter out there, nothing else that you see except for the scrapping vessels should be hyperspace capable. So in the worst case scenario, you should be able to jump away. Anyone else? No one else has questions. Okay.
Nope.
So he looks around and he says, all right, like I said, 3 hours. That's it. And he stands up, grabs his data pad, and he's kind of looking at it. everybody else starts to kind of stir and get out of their seats.
3 hours.
What do you do?
Druto's gonna do some last minute attempted research of the area and anything about the scrappers or pirates in the area that he can find out.
In the area of Nar Shaddaa?
No, in the XP 7571 vicinity.
Okay. So you have your data pad.
Mm.
Did you bring it? Okay. So you kind of look it up. It's a pretty uninhabited system. Like there have been 1 or 2 attempts at setting up mining colonies out there, but they never seem to go much of anywhere. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Any news reports of the pirates or anything like that? Probably not.
Nothing big. Like if you went and you started doing in-depth research, you might be able to start picking up stories of them. I think that would take a skill roll.
Well, he's gonna try, but
Give it a roll.
so am I defaulting to my knowledge, I guess, or search?
You know, search might be a good use of search, because from the beginning, and the reason you took the skill, I'm sure, is that we said it was a pretty broad skill. In some of the other books, it makes it kind of sound like you're looking for a physical item or you're finding where something or someone is hidden. But in the original rule book, it's worded much more like a broad way, which seems to include information. So let's say search counts.
Okay.
Assuming
'Cause
you're
that's a
basically
perception
competent
instead of a
with
knowledge.
technology.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and roll your search.
Okay. 12.
12. So it kind of occurs to you, yeah, maybe I'll see if like local law enforcement with the huts have any information about it. They've posted in public. And it looks like there is a moderately used hyperspace route that goes a couple of systems away from there. And they've posted a note that says we're registering increased numbers of attacks in along this route over the last 6 months.
Okay. Is that near the route that we're taking?
Yeah, you'll actually use that hyperspace route to get that to that part of the system. Like that's part of
Wonderful.
your jumps.
Fuel for his paranoia.
And as Blark said, like they don't have a reason to advertise themselves. They're just like creating salvage basically, and then using the salvage company to actually claim ownership.
Right.
So they won't necessarily be out there identifying themselves.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So that takes you a little bit of time. Ral, what are you doing immediately after the end of the meeting?
I'll ask someone. Do I need to pick up this cargo somewhere? Because if I do, I'm going to have to leave like right now.
Blark looks up and he says, "Oh yeah, we've got it prepped on the landing pad over here on C7. Just come down on C7. We'll get it loaded."
All right, man. I'll be back in a while. And I'm going to go get my ship and head over to C7 to
Okay.
landing pad C7.
Okay. So Druto has kind of dug up a little bit of information. Are you still sitting there in the conference room?
Yeah.
Okay. So most everybody else has left except Blark is still there. He kind of looks over at you and says, "What are you doing, boy?"
Just looking up stuff about the area.
Okay. You have any questions?
Well, what about this platform? Does it have any guns on it or anything?
Well, from what we've heard, it barely even houses the starfighters. Uh, there's a possibility it'll have some kind of gun emplacements, but it's not even an entire star platform. Looks like it's something the scrappers were trying to disassemble at some point.
Okay. Should we expect torpedoes or missiles or ion cannons?
Well, we don't expect them to have anything more than pretty basic laser cannons. These are uglies. Uh, I think yours might be one of the more actually well put together uglies I've seen, except for the sound that it makes when you take off.
Oh, yeah, that.
Has Druto heard it or
I mean, I'm assuming that if other people have heard it, they've complained to him about it already.
oh, okay. So you've checked out your ship, right? It's space worthy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been looking it over and prepping it. Yep. Yes, sir.
All
Boss
right.
man.
It's your skin, but you do still owe me some service.
Right. I'll take care of it.
Yes, I'll be sure not to die so you can get paid.
Right.
All right. Anything else?
Nope. That's it. I'll just head. I'll be there. And
Oh,
he walks off.
all right then. So he kind of goes back to talking with the sort of military looking guy. All right. So you guys have left. Yeah, I guess Druto, what are you doing next?
I'll head out. I'll head probably toward the ships just to check things over and see what the other guys are doing.
Looks like they're all out next to their ships, their individual ships. And it's it's real motley. Everybody has a different model starfighter, and they're all like different colors and everything. But the mechanic crews are running around and like they're going full out right now. Looks like they're topping everybody's fuel off, double, triple checking systems and so on.
Is anybody at his
There's
ship?
a guy. Yeah, there's one of the human mechanics is over next to your ship, and he's just kind of looking at it with a confused look on his face.
Okay. Well, he'll kind of head over there to be like, it's okay. I'll take care of it as long as it's fueled up.
Okay, but I have to check off my checklist. Do you mind if I go over that with you?
Yeah, that's fine. So,
Okay. So he starts asking you a bunch of questions about different systems, like, asking for the confirmation for each system that it's up and running.
Okay.
I thought what was going to happen there was Druto was going to say, "It'll be fine as long as it's fueled up," and the guy would just be like, "Where do you fuel it up?"
But no, haven't gotten to that part yet.
Oh no. Okay, so he'll stick around with him to kind of try to reassure him that everything's working correctly.
Okay.
If he needs to go through and actually show him the system's working, then he'll do that. Which
So he's standing there with his data pad and like he's scratching his head a lot. But he's like eventually he gets through, he's like, okay, that's that's good. That's good. All right. Is there anything you need? Are you
uh
topped off?
uh and I'll check, I guess.
Is it? Have you been
Uh
flying it around at all?
no. No.
Okay.
I've been researching concussion missiles.
Okay. So you say to him pretty much that it's good, it's topped off, and then he heads off to do something else happily.
Okay. Now that I know nobody's messing with my ship without me, I'm gonna head over to the other pilots if they're standing around or something.
Yeah, they
And
look like they're still doing like pre-flight stuff.
okay. So I'm gonna look for Bronk.
He's over by his ship doing pre-flight stuff.
Okay. So I'll kind of walk over there and hey Bronk.
Oh, hey. You ready?
Yeah. I'm good. So
Hey,
tell me about your
first
ship.
to four.
Oh, is that a thing? Is
First to
that
four. First to
oh,
four is in first place.
okay? Uh, is that what you usually do?
There's like 6 of them, right? So
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure.
There's some math in there somewhere.
yeah,
So
the first one to get 4 kills can't be surpassed by someone else. He'll be in first place.
this is true.
If it's not that obvious to Druto, that's fine too. Like if he wasn't clear, cool.
So he's next to his ship, right?
Yeah. And he's got a mechanic there and they're kind of going back and forth over stuff.
Okay. So Druzo is very interested in everybody's ships, and and all their systems and all that stuff. Even though he doesn't understand everything, he wants to know about it. So what does he recognize the ship or? 'Cause he's seen them before. I just didn't remember off the top of my head what his was.
Are you talking about Bronx?
Yeah, specifically, he's looking at Bronx right now, but
Right.
he's gonna whatever time he has to and whatever he
Let's
can
see.
dig out of the other pilots about their ships. 'Cause
Bronx.
most of them probably won't care to talk about the specs quite as much.
Oh, nobody wants to talk about their specs more than Bronx.
Right. That's one of the reasons he went to Bronx. Tell me about your ship.
So Bronx ship, I've got a picture of it here.
Lovely.
Let me share it. As soon as I click all the clicks. There.
Oh, it's the Hut Fighter.
Yes, it's a Dune
Okay.
Lizard. Yeah, he has the Hut medium fighter.
Gotcha.
Except he's got it painted with like flames rolling down the back, like blue flames rolling down the back.
Nice.
Not as hard to get in this part of the galaxy.
Right. Okay.
You've got those fat, nasty slugs all over the place around there. So their gear's around too.
Fat nasty slugs.
Okay.
Oh man.
So that's his starfighter.
And I don't think I mean, obviously he recognizes it from Bronk flying it, but I don't think he would know where it was made or anything like that. So he'll I try
You
to
could
ask him
ask him.
again. Yeah.
You could roll your knowledge.
No. No, he's my knowledge
What?
of 2.
His
guess
knowledge of 2.
I guess I can. We'll see.
For fun or what?
Yeah, for fun.
Oh no, it's an 8.
It's an
No,
8.
that's not bad. That's above average. It's not good, but it's above average.
For
So you're kind of
2.
looking at it and you're like, it seems to be military. And it has a custom paint job. That's about all you get.
I don't think
Okay.
this paint came from the factory like that.
It doesn't look imperial. Hey, you've got imperial naval knowledge. So you're like, it's not imperial. Definitely not. Otherwise, however, it's not OEM. Okay. So what does he do next? He kind of looks at it like, huh. I don't know.
Yeah. So Brock, tell me about your ship. What is this? Where'd you get it?
Oh, it's a dune lizard, like I hired on and it wasn't mine, but part of my contract was I got to take possession after about 3 years. Yeah, it's mine now, man. This baby is sweet. And he kind of
Nice.
runs his hand down the side of it. Put a couple of upgrades into it, got to keep my skin intact.
So how fast can it go?
Pretty fast. I guess I don't know. I haven't tried to max it out. That's a great question.
What?
But anyway, I've gotten it up to, and he tosses out a number for you. The way that the game tracks movement in space is in space units, which is not an actual speed. So
Right.
Anyway, he tosses out to you the speed of the ship.
So what is that?
You want the stat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, ballpark, just so he has an idea of.
So from what I remember, I looked it up, and the speed was around the same as what yours was, but I'll have to check it.
Okay. Mine was like 13.
Here we go.
13.
13 is blazingly fast.
That's insanely fast.
13 might not be correct. So his is a space of 9.
Okay.
He's told you the speed, so it's okay for you to know the stat.
Okay. The TIE cluster has 6, but the TIE ugly for speed, it actually says speed. It says 13. So,
that seems very strange.
Maybe we'll need to tweak that, but
let's tweak it right now. Actually, you're basically a TIE Y, right? It does say speed 13. Holy cow!
Yeah.
It has no shields.
He outruns A-wings.
That can't be correct. Why
what
would it be so fast?
What is the A-wing stat?
I don't have it up right now. Do you have it up, Joe?
Not at the moment, but I think it was something like 11.
Okay. Well,
13 is really fast.
A Y tie has a space of 4. Let's see.
And this is a TIE
Now
Y.
you got me. Yeah, right. Now you got me curious.
Find the stats.
Yeah,
quick reference guide.
It's based off of a TIE fighter.
And TIE fighters are actually really fast in this. They have extremely high space.
I can believe that. It's just very weird that the Y tie would be, or TIE Y, that would be so fast.
And A-wing is 12. So just looking through here, I don't see. Yeah, 13. The Tai Y Ugly is the fastest starfighter
Starfighter in the galaxy.
in the quick reference guide.
So now I'm very afraid of all the uglies we're fighting against because they could outrun us all.
This is weird. Like, so their speed stat shouldn't be higher than the base of either of the components, because that doesn't make sense.
Well, if you take like the TIE fighter ball is really, really lightweight. And so you have the Y-wing engines pushing a very light load.
Yeah, but it still should be
Maybe?
faster than an A-wing. I wouldn't think.
Nothing should be faster than an A-wing. It's got 2 massive engines in it.
Mm.
Yeah, a regular old TIE fighter has a space of 10.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's weird. So it's in the rule book. It's in the rule book, but that's weird.
That's insane.
Like, how can it get that fast? And there's no note explaining why it's so absurdly fast either. Yeah, an A-wing has a speed of 12. A B-wing has a speed of 6. That's a bomber. You don't expect it to be fast. Here's another something that has a speed of 12. TIE fighters have a space of 10.
But yeah, an X-wing has a speed of 8, which means a TIE Y Ugly is over 50% faster than an X-wing. What?
Yeah.
That does not track.
Nope.
It really doesn't. A TIE Interceptor has a space of 11.
Ooh. So we probably need to recalibrate that before we get into stuff.
Before we make heavy use of it. So let's say in the meantime, okay, this is just because we're in the middle of a session. In the meantime, let's say it has a space of 9 to match Bronk.
Okay.
And that's because that's a safe operating level.
Okay.
And that's cruising speed. Like, you can still go to high speed and
push
double that. And then go to all out and triple it.
I do kind of like the idea that Druto accidentally made the fastest starfighter in the galaxy.
That's why I'm leaving this a little bit open-ended. Like, if we want to add some quirks to the ship, or like some potential dangers or something like that, or like maybe something like an opportunity cost to it, then maybe we do. And he's just blazingly fast.
That's so fast.
Like, absurdly fast.
It was so important that I get there on
But
time.
there's problems. Yeah.
It'd
make a great intercept craft.
Right. Okay. Anyway, yeah, he just wanted to know about Bronx ship, but okay, we'll interesting segue.
12
or side note.
13. 12.
13.
Did you say 13?
13. A-wing was 12.
I just don't even.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm even more better. I'm even more confused. All right. So anything else that you wanted to say with Bronk?
Like, he's gonna ask about everything: the engines, the lasers, if it has shields or not. Does it have a droid? Does it have missiles? Does it anything that Bronk will tell him he's going to ask about.
Okay. And so let's say you chat about it, and then I'll show you the stats if you're interested, rather than going over it stat by stat.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys are chatting for a while. This is about the time that Rao gets back to his ship.
Okay.
Rao.
I'm just gonna head on in and check to see if there are any more dead bodies.
Okay. So you go up into your ship, and it's locked just like you leave it.
Okay.
You get back in there, and the squirrel kind of pops out of his little raggedy nest and looks at you and kind of like runs around you in a circle and then stops and just stares at you.
Hey, buddy, any more visitors? I'll just go check the cargo bay real quick.
Okay. You glance back there. Everything seems to be in order.
Okay.
However you left it, I mean, is what I should say.
It seems to be as orderly as I left it.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah. I'll go get the ship started up, and then I'll think, oh, I've got something to do, and I'm going to go grab some tape and tape the nest down to the floor. Don't want this thing flying around.
Okay. So you apply space tape to space tape it down to the deck next to your boarding ramp.
Right.
Because that's the right spot.
That's where it belongs.
Okay. And the squirrel just kind of watches you and makes weird hyper squirrel sounds.
All right, let's go, bud. And then I'm going to go take the ship to the landing pad that I need to go to.
Okay.
Yes.
Page 10. TIE Defender. What? That's not it. TIE Defender. Space 12. He's outrunning TIE Defenders.
It's not right.
In his Y tie or tie Y. I think it's not correct. We're gonna have to try to find another source because that's what. And the place I looked it up was in the Pirates and Smugglers rulebook. Pirates and Privateers.
I looked it up just now as well.
Yeah.
It's it doesn't have any shields. That seems to be the
with that much speed, like you don't fight anything you don't want to.
Yeah,
including TIE Defenders. It's like, not today. Off we go. That's what you think.
Of course, the regular TIE Y doesn't have a hyperdrive, so that might be part of it too. Whereas mine, we said did. So I think it's reasonable to tweak it.
Yeah, I don't see how it could be significantly faster than either of its main constituent vessels. Like, took parts off of this and off of that, and it's 3 times as fast.
I don't know. Aren't the engines on the pod on the TIE fighter?
Yes.
And then more engines from the Y-wing, but still.
I don't think that's additive though. Like I don't think you can do it additively.
I don't know. I don't know the math behind space thrust, but it doesn't matter. I don't think it needs to be that fast either.
I think it needs to be fast.
It was like not that a TIE fighter is the worst thing ever, but growing up playing X-Wing, The Y-wing and the TIE fighter were like bottom of the barrel for both sides.
Oh, they're very
So
bottom.
I'm kind of like, this is funny. We combine them. No, it shouldn't be that good.
Why is this better than either of them?
Well, part of
yeah,
the so in that flight sim, part of the power of the A-wing is it's so fast, it can maneuver behind everybody else. It can always get on their 6 because nothing else is fast enough to stop it from getting on their 6.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made an A-wing sometimes better than an X-wing.
Yeah.
And way better than a Y-wing.
Yes. Ion cannons and shields and lots of torpedoes. But then B-wings.
The spacing of the cannons could be quite good if you were very accurate. So I played that enough that when I was just getting into cannon range, I could blow out the cockpits of TIE fighters with a Y-wing. Like if they had a flight of 3 coming in, I would center on them and I'm looking at the distance scrolling down and I'm like, Pshoo. And then the first one would go down.
Nice.
The second one would go down. So if you were very accurate, you could be really dangerous with them. But then the second you get it into dogfighting, you're just like trying to take shots of opportunity the whole time while not getting shot.
Right. And you got to hope that the TIEs don't dodge before they close the distance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or move at all. Otherwise, you're going to miss because you don't have any kind of spread on that thing.
Right.
Okay. So Ral is on the freighter and things look the way he expects.
Good. So I taped down the squirrel nest and then fly the freighter to landing pad C7, which was where I was supposed to go get the stuff.
Yes.
So I'm going to go get the stuff.
You go up to the cockpit and you get strapped in. The squirrel jumps up into your co-pilot seat again, and he's kind of staring forward out the viewport as you're flying.
This is okay.
You land and drop your cargo elevator. The guys meet you and start loading all of the cargo.
Yep.
All right, Druto. You've about wrapped up your conversation on the specs of Bronk's ship.
Yeah, the Hut fighter. Well, he's just gonna.
He talked so long about it that I went and got my ship and flew back there in the space of their conversation.
It doesn't take that long to fly a ship.
But
20-minute conversation, something like
somebody who loves to talk and somebody that wants to know everything about a ship.
Somebody that loves talking about their stuff.
And
somebody that wants to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna make rounds and try to find out what he can about the other ships too. So I guess he'll go to maybe he'll go to Zickalickles next, because he'd have a hard time talking to the Quarren. Have to look at his data pad constantly and hope there was good interpretation software on there, good translation software.
So you go over to Zickalickle, and there's one. Tell you what, roll your perception.
Okay. I know he had something weird. Oh. Well,
so that's a 1.
I'll just take a nap now.
Your toes walking.
You walk over there.
Just passes out.
You walk over there, and you don't see anybody.
Okay.
The
Is,
ship's there, but
The ship's there. Okay, so he'll just start looking at the ship, then kind of walking around it and trying to
let me make
pick
sure
out
I've got the right one.
points and stuff. You know, how many lasers does it have? Something.
Well,
Yeah.
you got a 6, so you should be able to tell that it's a starfighter.
Don't overestimate the power of rolling a rule of 1.
That's painful.
Not for me.
I know everything about Bronx. I take one look at Zickalickles and I think it's a space yacht.
Yes, this is a space yacht.
I'm absolutely convinced it's not a Wraith from StarCraft.
So this is a different configuration of it. It has something kind of like S-foils, that ventral tail down at the bottom actually kind of like flips around the back and up, and the wings will fold up kind of like a Lambda class shuttle would.
Gotcha.
So that's the configuration it's in right now. All 3 of those wing surfaces are up, and the landing gear's down.
I'm assuming that is that a third engine on the middle wing?
Yes, it looks like it.
Okay. Okay. He's gonna look for weapon ports other than the lasers on the wings.
Okay, they're up in the air. You mean
like
other than those?
Yeah, like tubes.
Okay, so you're kind of like peering around at his starfighter, and you hear his voice. What are you doing?
Oh, hey, sorry, I was looking for you. I wanted to ask about your ship, but I didn't see you.
Yes. What do you want to know?
What is it?
It's a secret. It's very rare. I cannot talk about it.
Does his have the Imperial logo on it as well?
No, it
Okay.
doesn't. And it also doesn't have the Rebel Alliance looking paint job.
Okay, that was a weird combo.
It's painted out black.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, he'll just kind of make a few efforts at asking general questions like, well, how fast can it go? Does it handle well? What can you tell me about it?
He just kind of looks at you and says, "Why do you want to know?"
I'm just really curious. I put my ship together and I was asking Bronk about his and just wanted to get a feel for, the squad.
Well, I'm about as fast as the others.
Okay. Thanks. He just kind of nods and then starts to walk off.
And he bumps into a mechanic that's standing there right next to him.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's a Trandoshan. You have no idea if you've seen him before because your roll was so bad. But he just kind of looks at you and he's like, "Eh." And then he looks up at Zikalico and they just kind of shake their heads at each other.
Okay, he's just gonna go over to his ship and start prepping because he's awkward and embarrassed now.
Okay. Roll your perception again.
Oh no. 9.
A 9. That's not
But
worse
no
than you could have
ones.
rolled. It's below average, but so you're walking back, you kind of glance around the area and you kind of make contact with Querulous and like eye contact. And he just kind of looks at you like, huh?
Not gonna ask about my ship.
Everybody but me? What, you got something wrong with Quarrens, huh?
Okay, so he'll kind of make his way over there, dejected like, and pull out his data pad and try to see if he can understand him.
He's got his data pad and you didn't even go over. Man, that is straight up racist. You're a space racist. That's what you are.
He's a recovering Imperial. I can't give him a break.
Oh, well. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. As long as he reads the book Imperial Fragility like every other week, he'll be good. And believes it. He has to believe it and mean it. Or, like donate correctly. Let's see. If he donates correctly, it's all good.
He can't be space racist if he donates correctly.
He has to vote for the correct. He has to like them off. Put it that way. He has to outwardly say that he likes them off. Let's share another screen. Okay. I actually found another picture of this somewhere else, looking at something unrelated. But this is Querulous Ann's ship.
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna ask the same stuff when he walks over.
You walk over, and he just kind of stares at you as you're coming over. He just kind of stares at you, and then he.
It's a pretty cool ship. So he's trying to check his data pad and get it to translate.
You just kind of look at it, and the text scroll is like, it's like really good, like so good, best, maybe even better than the best. It's super. You don't speak Corn, so you don't know if that's just like too literal of a translation or him.
Right. I think the ship software is better than than the data pads. Well, it looks really good. I've never seen anything like it. What is it? And he'll ask kind of the same question.
And he says, it's a secret. But he agrees to tell you a little bit more about it. Like it, as far as how he got it, he says it's a secret.
Okay.
Let me and I can give you the stat sheet if you care. But it is a Booper Torskal Abbey Devices Porax 38 starfighter.
Oh,
did you say Booper?
Oh yeah, Booper with 2 U's. That's the first word.
Big Booper.
It's the make. It's the make.
But what is this?
It's a Booper.
It's a starfighter. It's a P-38.
Space P-38.
Duh. Yeah, it's a P-38. That's the designator. So this one has a space of 10.
Gotcha.
And Raoul's just like wilting as he's like, "Oh, I
All right.
fly a freighter."
I have a space of 5. Oh. But you know what?
So he kind of
What I actually
Go ahead.
have? Cargo
What?
space and a hyper squirrel.
True. And like you can live there. You can like set up a hyper jump and then go read or like take a shower or something.
Yeah.
I can stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than being
Druto
strapped into a couch.
Druto dreams of one day having a larger cockpit.
Have a treadmill on the side.
instead of the airless cockpit that he's got. It's bad news.
Oh my. So I can give you the stat sheet if you care.
Yeah, maybe another time or later.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would want to know these things.
Yeah.
So he had an idea about their capabilities and such.
It's about 30 minutes until time for everybody to rendezvous. Rao, you've got your cargo loaded. Druto, everybody else looks like they're starting to get kind of serious about getting in and doing their final checks. Querulous and is kind of still talking at you. And then he kind of looks around. And then he gets up into his starfighter.
Okay. I'll go ahead and go to mine and do some last minute checks and then glance at my translator to see if it had anything from the last thing he said.
Yeah. Look, let's get together after all this. I can tell you a lot more. That's what the translator tells you. It's a secret, but I'll tell you everything about it. Including the make and model.
Oh man.
Remove. Okay, so everybody's getting ready. Everybody, I assume, is ready to go up to the rendezvous. They get to the rendezvous.
Did I meet the guy who was going to be flying along with me?
Okay, good. Yeah, they're loading up the cargo, and this guy comes stomping up the ramp. I guess you had your boarding ramp down.
Yeah.
You kind of hear a stomp, 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 stomp coming up your boarding ramp.
Well, I'll go meet whoever's going up my ramp.
Okay, so you go and there's a big old Gamorrean coming up your boarding ramp.
I would like to give him my once over.
He's decked out in what looks like kind of security armor, like not super high grade stuff, but like, blast vest, and he's wearing pants.
Whoa.
He's wearing pants. And he's carrying like this big old blaster thing across his chest.
Oh, hey man.
And I assume you've got your pad because Gamorreans are not rare in that part of the galaxy.
Right.
So maybe you understand him a little. You've got your pad, and he says, "Hey, I'm Gorbo."
Gorbo. Nice. Hey, Gorbo. I'm Ral. Try not to step on the squirrel. He's around.
He kind of like finds the squirrel, and they kind of lock eyes for a second, and then he just kind of stomps up and starts looking for a place to sit down. He's a Gamorrean, so he's quite fat.
Hmm. I'll offer him a place on the what's it called?
Floor?
The acceleration couch,
Okay.
right over
So
next to the ramp.
Yeah. So you kind of clear out space for him, and he's go there, go there.
Yep.
And he kind of goes and sits down there. He starts kind of like strapping himself in. He ends up strapping himself in with 2 belts at the same time because he is fat. Did I mention he's fat?
Is that his like primary attribute?
He's at a very healthy size and shape for a Gamorrean, but not for a human.
I see.
So he's normal sized
Yes.
for
He's
okay.
Gamorrean size.
He's what you would expect of a Gamorrean. Were you going to ask something else about him?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see he's strapped in and be like, "All right, we'll take off here in a minute," and I'll head up to the
He just kind of nods at you.
cockpit and take care of business there.
The hyper squirrel follows you as usual.
Mm.
So everybody gets up to the rendezvous.
Yeah,
And we're way past our cutting off point. We did some dice rolls. That was great.
we rolled some dice.
So you guys tell me if tell you what, we'll talk about this in just a second, but we're past our cutting off time, and we'll be back in a week. How about that? Adios.